is up, guys? Lord Respawn here. Welcome to the video. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 things that I want to see in Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever, Breath of the Wild, the sequel, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, hopefully it's not called Breath of the Wild 2, but that's another story. But yeah, let's talk about 5 things that I want to see, in Breath of the Wild 2, in the sequel, that we frankly did not get in the initial run of this game. So, we're just standing at one of my favorite parts here in the entire map. Looks incredible. Just endless exploration at the Temple of Time over there. But that's besides the point. Okay, so let's jump right into this. The first thing that I think that we need to in Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be actual dungeons, right? So we want, I know we had, let's see if I can find a Divine Beast. There's one in the distance out there. We had these Divine Beasts, and while they were, pretty awesome in a very welcomed addition to the game, they simply were not the same as, like, jumping into the water temple or something. It was just lacking, there was something about them that was seriously lacking. I think they were very open. They were very kind of boring almost at times. And so I just think that we really need like a full-scale dungeon. Honestly, with these beetles, side note, I feel like I'm playing Animal Crossing right now. Oh, I missed it. But yeah, full-out dungeons, I think, is going to be one of the main things that's really going to help, give this game, bring it to another level and bring it back to that Zelda core, is kind of what I'm really looking for. Okay, so let's go down. We're going to keep running down here because why not? Might go fight some stuff. Who knows? So that's the first one. Dungeons, right? Actual dungeons, like full out temples, like let's do this, Number 2, if you watch the initial trailer for the sequel, you will notice that Zelda is like a huge part of it. She has shorter hair, she's dressed similar to Link, and the camera's on her for a lot of it. She seems to be a very big emphasis. I mean, it is a Legend of Zelda, but she seemed to be more of an emphasis than Link in the game, right? Or at least in that trailer. So what I want to see, and I think what a lot of people, want to see, is we want a playable Zelda. We want to be able to actually play as Zelda and not just in Smash Bros. Like, we want to play a quest. We want to do quests, whether it's alongside Zelda or Zelda, all by herself. Like, we want to be able to control her and be able to just kind of write that narrative with her, as a main character in the game. So that's number 2, and I think that like a lot of people are gonna agree with that they want to play as Zelda. So that's the number 1 that I've seen, on Twitter, and what everybody wants is they want to play as Zelda. So I had to have it on my list. Number 3, and this might come as like a kind of a surprise to people and kind of something that a lot of people haven't thought about. But as I started, playing this game and thinking about what I really like about this game, wow, that is the first time I've ever caught a summer wing butterfly. Let's just take a moment here. It's 2019. And, one of the big things that's missing from this game is the lack of like some sort of like companion, some sort of person, object, something that like, not object, but something that a fairy, something that goes along your adventure with you and kind of, guides you through this. And like, I know the Sheikah Slate's kind of there, but it's not the same thing at all. And, examples of this are like Navi, Fi, Midna, King of Red Lions, and Wind Waker. Like, just these characters that really like go along your journey and help you along your battles and things like that. I think that that's something that was really missing from Breath of the Wild. It's kind of like empty. I know technically you can call in Wolf Link with an amiibo, but that's not the same. That's not integrated. That's not like a core aspect of the game. So I think that is something that would add a tremendous amount of value to the game and would really help people, go back to that Zelda core and back to a traditional Zelda game. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 4, and this is an interesting one. As I was doing some research of like what is in, Breath of the Wild and what was supposed to be in Breath of the Wild and things like that, there was something that, and as I watched the sequel trailer as well, basically what you notice is that you are like really underground. I'm sorry, this is like a strong strong enemy right here. You're underground for that entire trailer, right? So what I want to see, and I think would be a very welcomed addition to the game, and would add a tremendous just whole new part of the world, because what it's looking at, it is a sequel. It seems to be like that. It seems to be the same thing as how Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, where it's like in the same world but a totally different story, or an add-on to the story. The whole bottom. Let me go back. The whole trailer, the sequel trailer, is underground. Like, you're in this underground area, looks to be underneath Hyrule Castle, and you're just like exploring and things like that. And I think that adding an entire underground world, an entire underground tunnel system, would add a whole new aspect to Hyrule, right? Because if they just release, release the game with the same exact world, very minimal changes, that's going to kind of be a letdown, honestly, in this day and age. So, one thing, and there's an interesting fact that somebody pointed out to me was, back in 2017, before the game came out, Nintendo came out and said, I wish that I had time to, one thing that I wish this is paraphrased, one thing that I wish that we could have put into Breath of the Wild was an underground tunnel system. But simply with the Switch coming out and the timelines, we didn't have the time to release that, put it into the game, build it out, and let it, let it out on release for Breath of the Wild. So, with the entire, the trailer being underground, I think that is going to be something that is going to be completely built out. There's going to be all these different caves and things like that, all throughout Hyrule, where you can just, randomly stumble on a cave and it just goes way back in there. Stumble on a shrine maybe back in there, maybe a mini boss, who knows? But that's something I really want, and I really think that is going to happen, is just a built out like cave system all over Hyrule, to really give like the world like another aspect of, something different that's not, what we've seen for the past 2.5 years or so. So that's number 4. Number 5, we're going to go into our inventory, and this is something that, would be a cool addition, in my opinion. I think it would be, we're going to go ahead and equip this to prove a point. So, obviously, Breath of the Wild added in a ton of armor. I mean, I don't even have all of it. I'm nowhere near having all of it, fully upgraded, all that stuff. But one thing that it is lacking, so all of these, these are upgraded, not all the way, but they have upgrades on them, right? They're more powerful. They give you, they make you stronger. They make you whatever. They're like a level 12 kind of thing. One thing missing from that is, while it's great that you can upgrade your armor and make it stronger and things like that, there's no variation in what it looks like. Like, this could be like the base one that you get day one, and there's just nothing done to it, right? But you wouldn't know what level it is. So maybe adding on some different aspects on it. It's basically like building your character up, making him look stronger and feel stronger and have different variations. And if there's like an online, who knows, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there, if somebody could join in your session, they could see what level you are, kind of thing. Or just like flexing on YouTube, like, hey, I'm level 60, like, check out my gear. That would be cool. Like, I'd be cool with that, right? I'd totally make videos on that. But no, I think that would be a very, very welcomed, I think that's the key word there. A welcomed addition is just adding in, variations that actually show the level of gear rather than just having a random number in money and stuff that you spend on it, like in rubies and all that stuff. They did a good job in the initial Breath of the Wild with adding all these different ways to ultimately dress Link, but they needed something, or they need to add something more and take it to the next step in the sequel, and I think that this would be an amazing way to do that. So guys, high level, here's the 5 things that I said that I think that I want in the Breath of the Wild sequel. Actual dungeons, temples, bring it back, the traditional format. Playable Zelda, quests with Zelda, the whole 9 yards. Having a companion throughout your journey. Underground areas, tunnels, all that good stuff. Add another layer to the map. And then armor upgrades that actually have variations and show what level you are, and show your grind, on wherever you decide to share with your friends or whatever. Just show your progress and look stronger and that kind of thing. So guys, drop a comment. Which one of these 5 are you do you like the most? Which one of these 5 do you think we'll actually get? If you have any ideas, what do you want to see in Breath of the Wild 2, the sequel to Breath of the Wild? Super pumped about this game. I'm obviously a huge Legend of Zelda fan. So yeah, would love to hear what you guys have to say. Drop a comment. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button because that really helps with the videos on my channel. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.